Alright, hey everybody. So in this video I just want to briefly go over something that I came across, and it's this article that came out on April 16th talking about the brand Land O'Lakes removes American Indian illustration from its packaging. So just to give you a visual, here is what I'm talking about. The butter brand out of Minnesota, and previously it's always had this Native American on there, and they just changed it to this box here and replaced it with the term farmer owned. And so just to give you a little bit background, she's been on this box since 1928 after the company was established in 1921. So 1928 actually means 92 years ago. So she had been on this box for 92 years, so knowing it had been a long time, you just get curious, and so you apply Gematria. And with here you'll find that American Indian equals 92. And so that was one reason I was like, all right, that makes sense, 92 years American Indian. But then, as you know, it'll tell you in their page here that they're out of Minnesota, and they were founded July 8th, just everything here. And so knowing that it's a Minnesota butter, so I just typed out Minnesota butter, and that also has the 92. And not only that, but one of the reasons why they want to do away with that image is they've gotten a lot of criticism as it being a racist stereotype of having an indigenous woman as a mascot, or as an image, brand, logo, however. And so seeing that they're saying it's racist, racist also equals 92. And so just seeing how all that kind of fit together, and even if you wanted to type out American Indian logo, American Indian logo is 92. So I mean, just sounds pretty fitting for them to pick this particular year after 92 years. But also on here you'll see that as Land O'Lakes looks toward our 100th anniversary, we've recognized we need packaging that reflects the foundation and the heart of the company culture, and nothing does that better than our farmer owners whose milk is produced. Okay, and that just sounds like a really long run-off sentence, doesn't it? So anyways, so it's their 100th anniversary coming up this July. And knowing that it's 100 years and we're talking about a Native American, it kind of made me just think, NFL, how was the 100th season? And don't forget that America is currently 243 years old, and just like how Native American equals 243. And so knowing that, obviously that made me think. But then also, one thing that made me think about how a lot of these articles are using the word removes or removed everywhere. Well, obviously that's probably the most common word they could choose, but it just made me think about, again, the Indian Removal Act. And if you're not aware of what that is, it was this law that was put into place by Andrew Jackson back in 1830. He signed it on May 28th. And so that's just what made me think about it, just reading these articles, the way it says, like, removes Native American. And so knowing that, I went ahead and just typed out Indian Removal Act, and that has the 100 in it. And so just seeing that, it made sense. And then if you also wanted to put, which I hadn't even pointed out, is on here, I guess they had a name for the native lady here, and they named her Mia. So indigenous woman named Mia. Well, even if you were to type out indigenous woman Mia, that equals 100. So seeing that they're gonna change it up and do something different for the 100th anniversary. I don't know, it kind of makes more sense. And then also seeing that they changed the slogan or whatever they wrote on there now to what says farmer owned right here. So they replaced her with just those words. Everything else is the same. Farmer owned actually equals 58. And how I just showed you her name is Mia. Mia also equals 58. And to go back to the Indian Removal Act, one thing that I just, happen to notice is that it also equals 271. And 271 is the 58th prime number. And so just seeing all that, yeah, it just made a lot more sense that they would choose this year. I mean, it lined up perfectly, the 92 and 100s. And for another thing, just because I wanted to check it, so this article came out on April 16th. And if you were to run that to what would be the anniversary date of when that Indian Removal Act was put into place on May 28th, I want you to see that it's actually 42 days difference. And there can be a lot that can be said about 42 and Native Americans aligned with African Americans. But seeing too that the CEO and president, her name is Beth Ford. Her name actually has that 42 Gematria. And I mean, yeah, of course, this is the year of Native Americans, the 243, and I think everyone knows that they were also slaves too. Slavery has that 42. And yeah, so a lot more can go run off of that, but just seeing that this, I mean, it was kind of quiet, I guess, but there was a lot of articles about this change in their logo, so knew there had to be something behind it. Anyways, I think that's all I had. Well, see you later.